Hello, I'm Donald Daggett. Welcome to the latest Focus IR interview. I'm joined by David Mackenzie, Chief Financial Officer at Chaarat Gold, the AIM-listed gold explorer developer operating in the Kyrgyz Republic. Chaarat recently released an MRE, or maiden resource estimate, from the Karator prospect, 2 kilometres from the Tulkubash Gold project, which already has a 1 million ounce gold resource, and it sits on top of Kızıltaş, located on the same licence and beneath Tulkubash with over 5 million ounces of gold resource. Hello, David.
Hi, Donald.
Let's start with a quick overview of Chaarat Gold for those less familiar with the various projects that you're involved in. Tell us all, David.
Chaarat Gold has 2 assets, as you've described, in Kyrgyz Republic. The smaller, easier mined operation of Tulkubash, which has nearly 1 million ounces, open pit heap leach operation. And then it has a larger resource underground, Kızıltaş, which will be developed subsequent to Tulkubash.
Okay, and you've just put out some news on the Karator prospect, which is just down the road from Tulkubash. Could you expand on the most recent mineral resource estimate that you've just put out?
Karator is very pleasing because it basically reinforced what we've always thought, that there is high exploratory options around Tulkubash. Immediately, this has added 2 years resource to the project. We continue to drill other exploration targets in 24, and we continue to add ounces as we go forward on the project. But what it now means is we're very close to a 10-year mine life, which makes it a very attractive project for Tulkubash.
So those 200,000 ounces you've added have added considerably to the mine life.
They have to Tulkubash. It's only 2 kilometres down the road. Similar ore. It's very easy to haul. Very similar processing route. We won't need to build any new facilities. So it should be a very simple backfill into the mine life for Tulkubash.
Okay, yeah. You hope to move Tulkubash into the construction phase in 2024. So you're getting to the sharp point of this process. You're getting to the exciting point. Talk us through the development pathway for Tulkubash, if you could, please.
Well, as per the news that's been released in the last 6 months, we have had the EPC contract finalised. We've got exploration potential, and we've been discussing with the government on the MOU. So all of those are complete. What we need to do now is finalise financing, which we're in a bit of commercially sensitive stage at the moment, in Q1 24. And then we look to basically immediately bring on the EPC provider, who will then come in and build Tulkubash within 18 months. We'd look to then have first gold in Q4 25.
Okay. So do you expect any slippage on this prospect, or do you think it's all going to be fine from what you're feeling, from the conversations you're having?
Yeah, look, we've got all the right conversations being had at the moment. We're discussing financing with a number of different parties. We feel like we've got a very strong EPC contractor in place, who then follows on and does the mining and O&M. So we're hoping for some pretty smooth ride in once we get the funding sorted.
Okay, as you noted to, the area around Tulkubash does feel highly prospective. Karator just produced 200,000 ounces after all. Do you expect to be able to expand the gold resource further and extend that life of mine further?
Yeah, we do. First of all, at Karator, we believe there's a lot more ounces in the ground there, so we'll do further drilling there in the years to come. And then we've got another exploration target, Ishgaldi, which is only 5 kilometres up the road, similar to Karator. We think that once we get Tulkubash up and running, it'll be well over 10, maybe even 15 years mine life.
You mentioned that the timeline is subject to financing. So what are the project economics of Tulkubash? Could you talk us through those?
So the economics based at 1900 gold, which is a bit lower than today's price, provides for a very strong NPV. The free cash flow from Tulkubash, once constructed, is well in excess of 50 million per year. So when it comes to financing a project that's going to cost, let's say, approximately 110 million, and you've got 50 million worth of free cash flow in excess, it's a very attractive project for financing parties. When you look at the resources that we have in the ground, if you took even $20 an ounce, For in-the-ground resources, our valuation should be around 130 million. So combined with a project that's ready to go with ounces in the ground and having Kyrgyzstan as the cream on the crop, it's very promising for financing and very appealing for financing partners.
Okay, you mentioned Kyrgyzstan, which sits directly beneath the open pit mine, if I understand. So talk us through how all that works and the long-term development strategy from Kyrgyzstan, please.
Kyrgyzstan will obviously come on as a stage 2 to Tulkubash. Firstly, Tulkubash will enable Kyrgyzstan in infrastructure, access roads and a number of other shared infrastructure when we get Kyrgyzstan moving, so that's helpful. But the most immediate thing that we need to do is, after we've completed all of our metallurgical testing over the last few years on Kyrgyzstan, we need to go and basically take a look at our 2017 feasibility study, give that a refresh, and basically then try and build a pathway which ideally would occur straight after the end of completion of Tulkubash. So we're talking sort of 26, 27, we want to be getting into Kyrgyzstan.
Okay. Can we talk about Kyrgyzstan? For those perhaps less familiar with it as a mining jurisdiction, Tulkubash and Kyrgyzstan are both in the Tian Gold Belt in the northwest mountains of Kyrgyzstan.
Mm-hmm.
How easy is it? Is it to operate in Kyrgyzstan? How easy will it be to build a mine there? And how easy will it be to ship ore out? And where might you be processing? All those kind of general mining questions that you might expect me to ask.
So first of all the processing will be taking place at the mine site. So that's not an issue. The doré bars will be able to get transported out easily. The Tian Shan is a very prospective region, so the exploration potential is very high. But we don't see any issues with operating in Kyrgyzstan from an operational point of view. There are multiple mining companies already in operation in Kyrgyzstan. And it's a very well-known operation and industry to be in Kyrgyzstan.
What sort of news flow can we expect over the next 6 months or so from Chaarat Gold? What can investors look forward to?
Look, I think the one that everyone's looking forward to is the financing. That's the next one that we really need to get completed. After that, we'll have the EPC award and basically get going on constructing Tulkubash. But the most priority at the moment is financing.
My final question for you, David. Why is now a good time for investors to add Chaarat Gold, ticker CGH, to the watch list?
Well, at the moment, I think it's coming in with an potential immediate uptick in share price when the financing's been completed. This is obviously a company that's been in existence for a long time, but there's been a lot of work undertaken in the last 6 to 9 months getting this project completely ready. And that catalyst of financing is really going to move the share price quite significantly for investors once it occurs.
David Mackenzie, Chief Financial Officer at Chaarat Gold Holdings. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, and we very much look forward to speaking to you again through 2024. For more company information and to access the company bulletin board, please go to the Chaarat Gold page on London South East. That's ticker CGH. And meanwhile, do follow us on Twitter. That's @_FocusIR_ and @London South East. Or register on London South East YouTube to receive alerts to our next Chaarat interview. All that remains for me to say is thank you very much indeed for watching.